sooner or later we just gotta do it. Because you see, there's millions of followers out there. I've got over 1 million followers that all want to get to know you. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna, I got this word here though that me and Jimmy just learned before we start recording. It's in this Western, which is like fucking falling apart. Listen to this. This is crazy. Wait, where'd the page go? 58, 59. Listen to this. Chapter 1, where'd the word go? 5, 6. Okay, listen. He knew that sooner or later the farmers would get wise to his skullduggery. He felt sure that some of them already mistrusted him. So skullduggery, it's only one L, but it means like doing shit like underhanded and sneaky and like a tricky bastard. Anyways, mom's doing okay? Nice. I talked to my mom, but she was unloading groceries. They order groceries from Walmart, and they have them delivered. And she calls me, and she's like, hey, how's it going? And then she's like, oh, the groceries are here, and we're talking. She's like, tell me about this, tell me about that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm like telling her about this and that. And all I hear is like, and I hear all these bags rustling and stuff. And I was like, hey, why don't you call me back once you guys get the Walmart unpacked? And she goes, okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. I'm like, because if we're talking, she'll be like, I can't hear you. Are your earbuds muffled? Can you talk to me on the phone? And I'm like, yeah. And she'll be like, oh, that's great. But then, so, what's your name? What's your trail name? Electrolyte. And you got that in 21. So this is not your first through hike. Nope. The first through hike was 2021, right? So, from your point of view, how'd that hike go?
It's pretty good until I got plantar fasciitis.
That PF Changs. That was mile what, 800?
I had it for a while, but when I got to Kenny Meadows South, I was like, I got to the Swallow Bridge out there, and I just didn't feel like I had enough, I'd be able to make enough miles with the way my feet felt to do the Sierra. So I just decided to skip to Lone Pine and go up Mount Whitney, and ended up spending the night up there. I wasn't expecting to go up there from Kenny Meadows South all the way to Mount Whitney and climb it the same day.
Okay, sounds good. So you slept up on Whitney?
Slept on Whitney.
Jeez. Well, so when I asked Jimmy when I asked him about how his night was on Whitney, he said it was the coldest night of his life. How cold was it for you?
It wasn't that bad. I had a little bit of ice in my water.
Yeah.
That's it.
Only a little bit?
Yeah.
What month was that? Was that in May?
I think that was June.
Dang, dude.
I think it was actually Father's Day when I went up.
No kidding. So it was the plantar fasciitis that took you off trail, bro. That's juked, man. That's terrible. My mom hates the word juke. She thinks it sounds pervy. An old friend of mine from Philly said it all the time, and so I can't get it out of my head now. So this is I call this. I've met a few other people. You're one of the few, the proud, that are doing this hike that are attempting for the second time. I call it a redemption hike. So this is your redemption hike. Yeah. So and you're what, 500 miles further now than you were before?
Yep.
Because we're at mile 1351 here. at Drake's Bad Lodge. Where are you from?
Pontotoc, Mississippi.
Pontotoc. Pontotoc or Pontotoc?
Pontotoc, I think. Is how
okay.
you pronounce it.
But only a Yankee will say it like that.
I just say Pontotoc.
Yeah. Were you born and raised there?
I was born in Grenada.
In Grenada?
Mississippi.
Yeah. Did you like move around a lot?
A little bit.
A little bit for me too. I mean, not around the country, but a little bit around Washington. So when people ask me like, "Oh, where in Washington did you grow up?" I'm like, yeah, well, I've been to a bunch of friggin' towns. What made you want to hike how'd you find out about the PCT, man? For the record.
I was on the truck and I watched Wild. And I had never heard of the PCT or any of the big trails. And after I watched Wild, I went to YouTube and watched everything I could find about PCT. And then I found out about the AT and started watching stuff about it. And then I found out about the CDT and started watching stuff about that.
There's a lot more YouTube content about the AT, isn't there?
There's a lot.
I always thought the YouTube videos that people posted about the PCT were more adventurous. More adventurous. And how long ago do you think that was?
2018, I think, when I watched Wild.
Okay.
And I decided I was going to do it, and I started buying stuff. Went to REI, started buying stuff, and I ended up getting my permit for 2020. That ended up getting canceled because of COVID.
Oh yeah, I forget all about that with the trail.
Yeah, it was like it was my sister's birthday when I found out that I couldn't do it. It was March 20th.
Oh bugger. March 20th. No way. Wow. So you were driving truck, and you've done that for a living for quite some time now.
Yeah, I was headed towards New Orleans, and my dispatcher called me and said, "Turn around. We're shutting down for the. There's no telling how long we're going to be shut down."
No way. You got the word that fast. Were you going to be out of work?
Yeah, I was out of work.
As far as you're going?
All right, we'll be there.
For a couple of months, I think, but then we slowly started back.
Jeez, man.
But there was a lot of drivers that was out of business.
Man. And you did that full time? Shoot, man. 18-wheelers. 18-wheelers. What were you like most what were you most nervous about when you first started back in 21? Like, what was your biggest concern? Like, am I going to get bit by a rattlesnake? Am I going to run out of water? What?
Planning food, probably.
Really? I think that's a common concern for a lot of us.
I mean, it's not as bad now, but deciding what I want to eat and am I going to get tired of it?
Right. Have you gotten tired of anything yet?
That I can think of.
Really?
I eat mostly ramen, but I'm always changing it up.
You change up your ramen game. You have the best ramen game on trail that I've seen. I remember looking in your canister in the Sierra and just seeing several different ramens, and I just think, where did he get this ramen? And I love good ramen. So what's something that's always in your food bag? What's something that no matter what, when you leave town, you got some of this in your food bag?
Mostly just ramen. Normally I have
Ramen.
Dried mangoes, dehydrated mangoes. But
Yeah.
I don't have any right now.
Those things are like crack. What about favorite candy bars? You like jerky? Because
I have jerky.
I remember you
Put
packed
that-
some
put
dank
that in
deer
my-
jerky.
in my
Deer
ramen.
jerky. That deer jerky this morning was so good.
I never tried mashed potatoes in my my ramen until this year.
Really?
I like it.
You weren't throwing bombs in 21? I mean, I see you make ramen bombs pretty often, and
I tried.
they come out good.
Peanut butter in my ramen one time.
Yeah. Didn't
A lot of
vibe.
people like it, but it wasn't for me.
I wouldn't say I like it, and I can't put a bunch in there, But if need be, I think it's when it's that spicy buldak or shin ramen, I think it goes better in there. But I don't know. You're a fellow mayonnaise proponent, though. Shout out, Loopy.
Way too much mayonnaise.
So you actually hiked. I don't want to make this video about anyone else but you, because you're so dope and you're such a unique, radical individual in your respect, which I think, you're kind of I wouldn't say you're like reserved, but you're definitely really laid back. And I think a lot of people take laid back people for granted, and most of us are moving at too high of a pace to kind of like tune in to our more laid back brothers and sisters. But you're not a bragger. I know that. You're not a boaster. But you've done some really amazing stuff. Like, you hiked with a legend for the majority of the trail. You hiked with the one and only Loopy, who's done all 3 of the trails multiple times, who's like a foot and a half taller than you and me, because you and I are both the same size pretty much. And you kept up with him. How was it hiking with Loopy?
I felt like I got faster from hiking with him.
Yeah.
Because he said he could tell the difference between when we first started hiking till we got to Kennedy Meadows South. He's like, you've improved a lot. And it wasn't too hard. Most of the time he was behind me, and I still feel like if he wanted to, he could just run off and leave me. He did a couple times when he got worried about food and water. He's like, I don't have enough water. I see you at the water.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Puts on the jets. Well, you keep a really good pace. I will say that. And there's times where you're in the lead when all 3, me and Jimmy, are hiking together, that I'm like, damn, like, Electrolyte's up here putting the boosters on, man. You especially haul Butte going downhill. Yeah. I know there was a little while back where maybe you thought you might have had some bruising going on one of your feet around Donner Pass. Have you had any injuries thus far otherwise?
No, that's basically healed up. Just my knee, for some reason, has been popping on the backside.
Your right knee?
Yeah.
No.
It's mostly it's not doing it while I'm hiking. It's just from just walking around with my bag on, taking a break, or sometimes in town without my bag on, it pops. But while I'm hiking, it's fine.
I just subconsciously stretched out my left knee because I'm like thinking about pain I've had in it, and it made me think of that. How about your gear? Do you feel like you carry more or less gear as far as clothing and equipment than other hikers do? Like, how do you feel about your kit? How do you feel about that? Do you try to go ultralight? Do you try to go practicality?
As light as I can. This is basically all I've got except for my rain jacket and my rain pants.
Yeah. What made you keep your rain gear?
I wanted it for rain, and if I felt cold,
right,
I could put it on, try to warm up a little bit more, but
yeah,
that's mostly the reason I keep it.
No, you and I started on the same day, March 20th. You switched backpacks back in Julian. What did you switch from, and what did you switch to?
I had the Electrolyte. I think it was a 70 liter, and I don't know if I know in the beginning I had way too much food. I dumped about half of it when I got to Lake Marina.
I was carrying too much food too.
Especially for not eating, because when I start the trail, I don't eat. And
right.
I knew that coming into the trail, but I still carried a bunch.
Do you think it was a while before your hiker hunger set in?
I don't know if I feel that I have a hiker
ever
hunger.
set in.
I mean, I eat a lot only because Loopy is like, this is how you recover. So I try to eat as much as I can when I'm off trail.
Right. And you and I have had this conversation before, but it doesn't seem like when you're doing something like this, you ever get enough recovery time. So you moved on to a new pack. You've got what is it? A Southwest Designs?
Superior Wilderness.
Superior Wilderness Designs. My bad. And you've had that since Julian. And it's treating you well.
Love it.
Oh yeah, it's a sick pack. You cowboy camp a lot. Do you like cowboy camping, or is it an out of necessity type thing? Or do you give a shit even? Or do you give a rip even?
It's easier in the morning getting up and packing up, but I sleep under my sleeping bag, so the mosquitoes don't bother me.
What's been and if it's something, if it was a day or something you'd rather just not recount, what's been like your what's been the hardest part of this trail for you thus far? And if you'd rather not say, just say, hey, I had a hard day around here and we don't have to go any further.
Well, I've had a bunch of days where I felt like I was ready to quit, but when I had was in, what's that called? Mission Creek.
Yeah.
I was like ready to, because I had chafing, and I was like,
me too.
I was ready to just start hiking down trail. I was like, I'll find the town sooner or later.
That's how I felt. It was so bad. I also got my first and only injury there.
I told Loopy, I don't know if I'm built for this. And
what did Loopy say?
He's like, you are. It's just, you're just having a bad day. So we took a break and ate, and after that, I had no problem with the chafing. I don't know what changed, but
I don't know. Snack breaks can change the world out here. I don't know, man. What about what about your most hiker trash? What are some of your most hiker trash incidences you've had on trail where you were sitting there and you're like, dude, I am full on hiker trash right now?
Was getting a pizza at Yosemite.
It was getting when we were bumming the pizza in Yosemite.
People looking at us. I was looking in the window at the lady sitting there watching us.
And for you and me, that's like we're both individuals that like we work for our money, we have enough money to pay for what we need. But there's certain times on trail, I mean, like where we've found ourselves in moments where it's like, well, actually it's kind of fine to be hiker trash here. Do you have any advice for someone who might be hiking the trail that has a messed up day? Like if you came across someone sitting on the side of the trail that was like, I can't do this, I want to quit, but should I? Like, what kind of advice would you give them?
I've always heard, don't quit on a bad day. Just give yourself a few more days and decide a couple of days later. Make sure it's what you have to do or want to do. That's the only thing I can think of.
Do you think that, is there something innately inside of you that you feel like you need to do this or you want to do this?
I've always felt like I was meant to do this.
That's so deep, dude. That's so deep. I don't think you're alone in that. What do you think of this burn zone you've been hiking through, man? Like, what do you think of all this?
It's sad that all these trees died, but it's still pretty cool that everything's coming back. It's gonna be better, I think.
What's been the funnest section of trail for you? Like, what's been the part thus far where you're like, woo, heck yeah, let's go, this is awesome?
I don't know. I know there was one spot where me and Lippy climbed this mountain, and then I'm like basically jogging down the trail, and I'm like, I didn't know I liked jogging down the trail like this, and that's probably might be what part of me jogging down the trail is probably what's wrong with my knee.
Dang. Do you have a favorite section of the trail you've been through so far? Because you've been through the desert, you've been through the Sierra Nevada, you've been through, now you're in NorCal. Like, is there any sections so far for you that have been like, man, yeah, that section, that was sick?
Mostly the Sierra.
Yeah.
I love the Sierra.
Yeah.
I don't know which part would be the best. They're all pretty cool.
Did you experience anything with altitude sickness in the Sierra? Because I did.
I don't think so.
Really?
When I was in 21, when I got up to the hut on top of Whitney, I took my bag off and my fingers started tingling.
Really?
But it only lasted for a couple of seconds.
Interesting.
And I don't know if that was altitude sickness or maybe my bag was cutting off my circulation.
Interesting, dude.
But that's the only thing that I could probably say might have been altitude.
Was there as much snow as you thought there'd be in the Sierra this year?
There was more. In 21, there was basically nothing.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the amount of snow.
Yeah.
It was good enough.
Yeah. Did you take issue with the bear canister? Because I know a lot of people hated their bear canisters, but
It didn't really bother me.
yeah.
I kind of a little bit miss it, but just because of the mice.
So you hike in pants. A lot of hikers hike in pants. A lot of hikers hike in teeny tiny little booty shorts. Do you feel like you have your kit dialed in as far as your clothing?
I mean, I have the shorts that my mom's sending me. I'll see how much I like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
My legs are so white that I'm sure I'm going to be super burnt.
Well, you and I are both carrying umbrellas now too, so we definitely were considering the sun. Do you think there's with the PCT, with as many people that attempt it every single year, are you seeing any, or are you catching any vibes of any like impact? Do you feel like the PCT is too crowded?
I don't think so.
No? Because I've heard that from some other hikers out here that they feel like it's too crowded.
Most people are hiking the same pace, so it's hard to know how many people's actually behind you. So
Yeah.
I haven't really seen a lot of people, mostly in town. So yeah, most of the time you only see them for a little bit.
Do you think what do you think about the bubbles? Do you think there's a lot of big bubbles? Do you think there's several big bubbles? Do you think there's a lot of small bubbles? What have you been saying?
I mean, all I know is what I've heard, and I haven't really seen big bubbles. The only time I really seen a lot of hikers was at Kennedy Meadows South. That's the most hikers I've seen in one spot.
What about the towns? Do you have any towns that, if you think about it, do you have any towns that you're like, oh man, I really like that town, man? Or, fuck that town. Or forget that town. I don't want to go back there.
I like Bishop.
Yeah? Bishop was good.
Oh, Idlewild. I'd like to live there. That's a pretty cool town.
Idlewild was great. Idlewild was really great.
There's a few towns that I'd like to spend a little bit more time in to see if maybe I'd like to live there, but Idlewild and probably Bishop.
When you're coming off trail and you're going into a town, you're getting bored of your food bag, you're thinking about town food. If you're going to a town, what are you hoping is there? Are you like, man, because for me it's Taco Bell. I'm like, gosh, I hope there's a Taco Bell there. What are you thinking about?
Chinese buffet.
Yes. Have you found many Chinese buffets so far?
Not a lot.
Son of a gun.
There's only... I know I've been to at least one. Yeah. What was that? That was in... Tehachapi.
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 Okay.
They had a buffet.
So I take it you're not a vegan or a vegetarian? No, you're an omnivore? Great. You don't, we can edit this out, but you don't drink or smoke ganja. And there's a lot of hikers out here that smoke copious amounts of herb, that drink copious amounts of booze in town and all that. Have you felt, and I know that like me and Jimmy drink and smoke, but have you felt any sort of alienation socially because of that, because of those choices of yours? Good. Do you see any differences in hikers that choose to do big miles, and hikers that are out here like trying to enjoy it? Do you feel like there's a line you can cross where it's like that's too hard to push?
I was kind of wanting to do this 30 miles that y'all was talking about yesterday, but I was like, for the amount of elevation we're going to be gaining, and I mean, it's basically almost flat. There are some pretty tough spots. But, in the Sierras and the desert, I don't know if I could have done that many.
Yeah.
I would like to try to push that many.
Yeah.
Maybe in Oregon.
Yeah, in time, when we're not risking injury.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
My knee's been bothering me, so that's part of why I didn't want to do 30 miles.
So do you would you prefer to do you like to try and listen to your body, see what it says, respond accordingly, or do you carry things like KT tape and braces, or are you down pop ibuprofen and smash miles, or are you more like listen to your body?
I don't really hardly ever take any ibuprofen or anything. I did
vitamin I, as lots of hikers say.
Vitamin I. I got a bottle of vitamins now, but I don't know if it's making a difference or not.
Vitamins, like a multivitamin. Have it mean like if you don't know it's making any difference, like you don't know it's making any difference? I think
all I know is the electrolytes is the only thing that I noticed that makes a difference in me.
Yeah. Now your trail name is Electrolyte, and do you recall the hiker that gave you that trail name?
His name is Barth Day.
Barth Day. Sounds like a baker from a Western.
Real name.
No
Barth
way. Oh my gosh, man. That's wild. And you got that how? I know you told me before, but tell me again.
I was climbing up Hauser Canyon or Creek or whatever people call it, canyon or creek, but
yeah, start of the trail. Not even 20 miles in.
It's like 13 miles or 15, maybe 15. I was going up it, and I basically run out of water, but I had a bunch of hikers give me water, and I started up the mountain, and I basically started throwing up all my water. Finally, a nurse came, and she's like, "You need electrolytes." So she gave me a packet of Propel. She's like, "Put it in your mouth, and here's some water, and take it. Just sit here until you start feeling better, and then go back down, find the water." In 21, it was just a little puddle of water. So I started getting all the other hikers that was there going to count. I was getting their water, and he was going to call me. He wanted to call me water boy.
You don't want that trail name.
I didn't like that.
I don't think anyone wants that trail name.
We got to Lake Marina, and he said Electrolyte. I didn't like it at first, but everybody I told was thinking about Electrolyte. They're like, we like it. So
that's cool. It works for you. It works for you. You're kind of like an Electrolyte cowboy to me. You remind me of the badass cowboys in the Western books I read. Like, you know, you just...
A lot of people will say it sounds like a superhero name or something.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, being from Mississippi, even though, I mean, if you drive truck, you know, you've driven all over the country. If I was going to go to Mississippi, or Jimmy was going to Mississippi, or there was another hiker that was like, I'm going to Mississippi next year, what would you say they need to see? What would you say they need to, like, experience in Mississippi?
Not really much to see.
Like, going to get you what?
If I would say go to Starkville and get you go to Old Hickory and get you a steak.
All right. Where else is good food to get in Mississippi?
I don't know.
Or at least where you're from.
There's a few seafood places. Madden crab and Tupelo's pretty good.
You like seafood? I love seafood. If someone walked up to you right now, and they said, hey, you're hiking the PCT? And you said, yep. And they said, I've never hiked the PCT before. I just went on my first backpacking trip. I went on an overnight with my brother or something. Exemplary. But I want to hike the PCT. Where should I start? What would you tell them? Where should you start?
I learned all of what I know from watching YouTube,
Yeah.
gear reviews and everything, and I decided what I liked and what I didn't, and what I thought would work. You know, I started trying things.
So maybe tell them go watch PCT videos on YouTube.
I was just be like, don't carry too much. Just like one pair of clothes. That's basically all you need. Just keep it simple.
Right.
You don't have to be over the top, and don't carry your fears.
Don't carry your fears. What do you mean? Don't, because there's a saying that people say, don't pack your fears. What does that mean?
Pack your fears.
What does that mean to you?
A lot of people are worried about not having enough food or water or being warm enough or whatever. Just be okay with being out of your comfort zone, I guess.
Speaking of being warm, I know you carry a tent. What tent do you carry?
I've got the Durston X Mid.
What about your sleep system? What do you use for your sleep system?
I've got Nemo. I think it's called a Nemo Lava or something like that. It's like a 20-degree bag.
Nice.
And then the Nemo Tensor.
Yeah. Shout out the Tensor. I got the Tensor wide.
I've got the regular.
Yeah. Do you feel like you need a wider ever? Do you ever want a little more space on the sides?
I thought I was going to, but with this, I sleep on my sides, so when I get close to the edge, I can feel that I'm getting close, and I get back into the center. So
nice.
I don't think I need more room. I thought I was going to, but it's good.
I knew I'd need more. I'm a lazy sleeper. I starfish. Do you have, luxury items. Big controversial topic about luxury items, because there's a lot of people who hike that are like, oh, I don't carry any luxury items. Be as lightweight as you can. But there's plenty of other people who are like, boom, no, I need my luxury. A, do you cold soak or not? No, you're a stove cooker. Love to hear that.
Probably heavier stove than most people normally carry.
What stove do you have?
It's I don't know what model it is, but it's made by Fire Maple.
Okay. It's a good brand, Fire Maple.
You put your can on the side, and it's got the hose that runs to your stove. I got it because I don't feel comfortable with my bottle or my pot being way up here, so I want it lower on the ground, so I don't have to worry about spilling it.
Spoken like a man who knows how to cook.
The way this one is made, it's got a fuel preheater.
Yeah.
So you can turn it. If it's cold, you can turn the bottle on the upside down, and it'll put liquid fuel into the fire, and it'll preheat it, so it'll turn it back into a gas.
Cool.
And it's good for really cold weather.
Do you have any luxury items? Like something you can't live without, something you're like, I don't care if this thing weighed an extra pound, I'm carrying it.
The only thing that I have is probably my earbuds and the umbrella now.
The umbrella's nice. I feel a little frustrated with its weight sometimes, but it is nice when you have it, you have it. Closing thoughts. I think what's most important is I know just from hiking with you, you're a family man like me, and your friends and family mean a lot to you. Do you have anyone you'd like to shout out at home?
Yes, my mom and my dad, my sister.
Nieces or nephews? Any cousins? Nice. Nice, right on. And of course, I know you have a dog.
Yeah.
I know you have a dog. What's your dog's name?
Leaf.
And what breed is he?
It's a miniature schnauzer.
Hell, a what?
Miniature schnauzer.
A miniature me and my mom love schnauzers. Man, that's great. That's great. How old is he?
I'm not sure. He's like probably 9.
He's a grown man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's been trucking for longer than I have. He's been trucking since he was 6 weeks old.
No way. No way. You take him in your truck with you? Oh, you're a lucky man. You're a lucky man. Well, Electrolyte, people wanted to know who you are. And boy, howdy, this better be enough for him. Love you, brother.
Okay.